Hello, I am State Representative Paul Harris, serving in the 17th District. The news out of Olympia is we have finally seen a proposed budget from the majority party. Unfortunately, the proposal does not do enough to ensure a sustainable budget beyond the 2 years. The budget temporarily suspends programs and uses a budget gimmick by pushing $253 million in K-12 education apportionments into the next biennium. It also uses a one-time money to meet ongoing obligations we will have to pay back in the future. I am also concerned that the Democrats' plan relies on passage of several bills that have not been voted out of committee, yet much less brought to the House floor for debate. I worry about the budget transparency and whether or not we will actually have support for these bills if they still make it out of committee. I mentioned in the previous update that our projected revenue forecast was $780 million less than the budget writers had expected. However, our sales tax collections are up about $3.8 billion more than in the last biennium, or nearly 14%. Even with the high increase in growth, our spending is still outpacing our economy by more than $5 billion. We need a more disciplined, straightforward approach to the budgeting process. Our Republican caucus will be introducing an alternative budget that lives within its revenues. In fact, we will spend less than $1 billion than the Democratic proposal, and doesn't depend on gimmicks to get to a balanced bottom line. With just 20 days remaining in the regular session, we must act decisively to balance the budget and to avoid a costly special session. We are still working to get a vote in the House on workers' compensation. The Senate has done their part by passing a strong bipartisan bill. The governor is on board, and I believe we have enough votes in the House to pass it, but the leadership in the majority is blocking the Senate bill from coming to the floor for a vote. We will keep you posted on this issue. Obviously, it is a very important issue to both the employers and to the employees. The other disturbing news out of Olympia is that a number of title-only bills have been introduced by the majority party that relate to a wide range of budget issues. Title-only bills have no content, just a title, which act as a placeholder for language that could be attached later. 4 of the title-only bills introduced relate to creation of revenue and taxation acts, which means they could be used to increase taxes. The legislature is still under Initiative 1053, which would require any new taxes must be approved by a vote of the people or a 2/3 supermajority in both chambers of the legislature. This kind of legislation is a great example of why it is so important that citizens pay close attention to what is happening in Olympia. Our government needs to be open, and we need transparency in the budget process. Please keep in touch. Your input is important to me, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to represent you in Olympia.